Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Inman InStudio. We're really glad you're here because this is a really important topic that we've been seeing a lot of buzz about on our social media channels, and the articles that are resonating on Inman.com are all about how to do more with less time, how to be more efficient, how to streamline your workflow. And so we found the absolute perfect subject matter expert for you to talk about this. We're welcoming Angelica Olmsted from Boosh. Thank you for being here, Angelica.
Thank you so much for having me.
I am so glad you're here because you are a project manager there at Boosh. And so you are perfectly positioned to talk about this topic about helping agents work smarter, not harder, which I know is a cliche, but it's real. And so we want to talk today about that. So why don't we kick this off and you talk a little bit about what it means to be a project manager and what you do?
Yeah. So, as you said, my name is Angelica Olmsted. I am the Remax project manager at Boosh. So what that means is I'm kind of the liaison between the Boosh project or the Boosh team and the Remax team. So I have the privilege of working in headquarters, working with agents, working with the network, and really understanding what kinds of tools and technology they're interested in and they need for their day-to-day business, and then building that over on the Boosh side.
Okay, so you're doing a lot of listening out there and seeing what's going on. So that's perfect because you're going to be able to talk to some of these points that we want to explore. One of the things that we always start with the pipeline, right? It's about lead generation, and that's where everything starts. Can you talk a little bit about what you're seeing, what you guys are doing on that front? How can agents be smarter about how they manage their lead gen activities?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with the lead, right? So the most important thing is, it seems like the most simple, but responding to those leads. What we're seeing, and I think what we see a lot of in the network and out there is that we've done secret shops and we've actually done tests and surveys, and we've seen as much as 45% of leads can go unanswered. And that is just 45% of leads that are going nowhere. So when you're spending all that time and energy getting those leads, making sure you're responding thoughtfully, making sure you're responding in complete sentences, and on the go, it really comes down to that basic communication and making sure that the customer feels understood. And something that we're doing here is, Remax recently acquired First, and they're a company that actually helps you understand the leads or the missed opportunities in your backyard, so that you already have on your phone or you already have in your database, because we all know a lot of real estate people out there. So making sure that we're in front of them at the right time when it's time to buy or sell is really important, as important, if not more than, actually responding to the leads that you're getting.
Right, right. Well, that's a huge missed opportunity. I mean, 45% is really shocking. So
I
we
know.
talk about, grinding on activities that aren't generating anything for you. If you've already got these leads coming in, respond to the leads that you have. So that's great.
Exactly.
So that, of course, you mentioned your backyard, and this First acquisition is really exciting because it really talks to your sphere and the people you already have relationships with. But a lot of agents, they have huge networks. And
Totally.
so how do they know where to spend their time? So how do they optimize and streamline their sphere?
Yeah, I think it really comes down to making sure that the technology that you're using, whether it be your CRM or your website tools, your lead generation, any of that, and all of that can be as flexible and responsive as you, the individual agent. Right? We're always on the go. So making sure your tools are responsive, making sure you're getting notifications while you're out and about, you're able to quickly respond, is so important, because the easier, we from a technology provider can make it, the more likely it is to actually happen out there in the field.
Right.
So being able to, multitask while you're at the grocery store, you get a lead, accept it really quickly on your phone, start a drip campaign very quickly by adding a tag. Those are really easy ways for your system to work for you. And so while technology is important, it's not going to replace those relationships, but finding ways to supplement that relationship process.
Sure. Do you want to talk a little bit about more what First is going to be doing, how that's going to plug into what you already have?
Yeah, we're really excited to talk through the integration with First. We're still working on developing the actual requirements around it, but what we're going to be able to do is really take the Bouge, CRM product that already has a full web functionality as well as an app, so agents can use that on the go, and integrate that first functionality. So whenever you have your contacts on your phone or you have them in your Gmail or wherever you've got them located, being able to use all sorts of data points that are through first.io to actually track the likelihood of someone to buy or sell. So it already takes the information that you have and it starts prioritizing it for you so that you know who is the most likely to buy or sell. And it's not guaranteed, but it's always a great, nudge to really get that reach out to your sphere and your contacts.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, something we already have in the CRM we're excited about that I think anyone, that has a CRM should be looking for this functionality is, does it talk to your other platforms and systems? So, if your customers already have that account and they're on your website and they're favoriting properties and they're saving searches, don't you want that information to come through your CRM, right? How valuable is that? What properties are they looking at? What searches are they saving? So finding that ecosystem of tools that's all working together to make, the end user, the agent's life even easier.
Right. And just helping that data inform what you're going to do every day.
Data-driven approach. Anytime you can get it, use it. Definitely.
Well, that definitely speaks to this theme of being smarter, not working harder, of knowing why you're doing what you're doing and having data that drives that. That's really interesting. So when you mentioned, tools, mobile, one of the things that comes up is an agent's website. And, we see a lot of confusion about, what role does the website play in the workflow? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think, the website is really important from an agent or an office, a team perspective, because it allows you to kind of show off who you are, what sets you apart in terms of what, markets do you serve, what do you offer that maybe another brokerage or another agent doesn't, what does your experience look like? And I think the most important thing is finding the flexibility in whatever website you end up using. So, on the Bouge side, we created something that's like a Wix Squarespace, really easy drag and drop blocks. It pulls in listings, things like videos, testimonials. Those are what's important to a real estate website. So having the listing information really easily accessible, being able to quickly find testimonials, add video tours, things like that. So finding a product or tool that has all of that, and then again, coming back to that ecosystem, when they're filling out forms, it's coming into your CRM automatically.
Right.
So the most important thing is flexibility and customization within your brand, right? You still want to be you, but you need to be able to show off who is that and who is you, what sets you apart.
All right. So you said the magic word, CRM. It's still, every Facebook group you look at, what CRM should I use? And the answer is always like the one that you'll actually use. But that's, it's wide open out there. It's kind of the Wild West when it comes to a CRM. So, can you talk a little bit about what agents should be looking for, because they want to be efficient, they want to be streamlined, they want all these things to tie together. So what do they need to know?
Yeah, I think, something you'll use. Step one, you're right. You can have the best CRM out there. If you don't use it, doesn't matter. Something that you use and you can use on the go, I think is really important. So that on the go CRM app or a responsive views, being able to input things as you're out and about, because that's what you should be doing.
Right.
So on the go is really important. I think flexibility and customization is really important. No agents manage their database, their spheres the same. So allowing things like custom fields, if you manage your tasks a specific way, able to customize or flexible, be able to be flexible with those is really important. But at the core of your CRM, what is really important is the communication aspect. Your CRM should be helping you communicate with your customer. So if your CRM doesn't easily allow you to do that with texting, calling, campaigns, it's probably not the right CRM for you. So communication and storing all that communication in one place is super important.
Got it. Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, you're just looking at a very expensive address book.
Exactly. Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. So you mentioned being on the go, which I think, today's agent, we were just, at one of our Inman events, and everyone's got their phone, nobody,
Always.
the office travels with them. And so it's almost a mobile first industry now. And
Hmm.
so talk a little bit about mobile tools and what agents need to be thinking about, when they're thinking of their workflow, when they're thinking of their day-to-day operations. How does mobile plug in?
Yeah, and I think just, we were talking about the CRM being really important to be on the go tool for the agents. Very exact same experience for your customers. They need to be able to search for homes on the go. They need to be able to favorite properties, to communicate with you. So we have a consumer app. We do have a front-facing consumer app that you can buy. You can actually currently, it's not for purchase, apologies. You can go to the app stores and download it right now. And customers can actually select a agent that they're working with and use that as a communication tool with their agents. So as they're favoriting properties, as they're saving searches, they're, just like the agents taking their business on the go, the customer's taking a search on the go. And I think when we talked about websites earlier, it all has to work together. It all has to talk to each other. It doesn't have to, but it makes your life easier. It makes the customer's life easier. It makes the experience easier. So really making sure that the home search is also a on the go one.
Got it. So it's not even just making your own world smarter, your own day-to-day smarter. It's making the customer's day-to-day smarter and easier.
Totally. They want to be able to, I when I was buying a home, I didn't want to wait around for an email to get sent to me. I wanted a real-time alert when a new listing hit the market. I wanted to know, what was changing in the area I was looking at. We as consumers, whether you're an agent or a customer, we want things quickly. We have the attention span of a goldfish. Give me the information or I'm out of here. So making sure that we're arming the consumer with that information is really important as well.
Got it. And so that kind of brings me to this idea of the consumer experience.
Yeah.
That's a phrase that people throw around a lot. What does it mean to you, and why does it matter? Why is that really such a differentiator?
I honestly think it's the most important thing out of everything we've talked about. Where we Bouge are building this Remax technology suite. And we're building it for the agent, we're building it for the teams, we're building it for the offices. But at the end of the day, we're not building for any of those people. We're building for the consumer. Right. Because if the consumer doesn't have a successful experience and doesn't find a home and doesn't understand how to use the tools that are provided to them, then they're going, we missed the mark.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, my advice to anyone using any technology is think about it from a consumer's perspective, right? You've bought or sold a home, hopefully at least once in your life. What were you looking for? What were the things that were important to you? And make sure that the way you're communicating to your consumers matches that what you would have expected, your experience.
Absolutely. That's really important. And all of that ties together, when we look back at from, generating the leads to talking to your sphere to having mobile, a mobile first experience, it really does wrap up into an amazing customer experience, because that doesn't matter how fancy the tech is, right? If the experience is bad,
we lost them.
You lost them.
Yeah, at the end of the day, our job is to make the experience, the home buying or selling experience, memorable and efficient and make sense. And if we can do that for the end customer, everyone along the way will be happy as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Thank you so much, Angelica. That's really helpful. Where can people go to learn more about Bouge, for example?
Yeah, so we have Bouge.com is our website, and then also Remax.com, which is newly launched. So you can go on there and search for homes and actually experience it like the end consumer as well.
Oh, great. That's a great way to try it out. Fabulous.
Yeah, get in there.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
All right, take care.
Bye.